Have you ever been sitting at your computer, editing for hours on end, and then it comes to color grading, and you're just like me, you suck at it, and you can just not figure out how to make your videos look good, but Dehancer got you. So I've been using Dehancer for about 2 months now, and let's just say I am extremely impressed. I know it is a film emulation tool, but it is actually so much more, and I actually been color grading my last few videos in the past 2 months using Dehancer. But let's begin from the beginning. I've been thinking about getting Dehancer for the past year, but then about 2 months ago, Dehancer actually emailed me and asked me to become an affiliate. So if you use my link in the description and use code ADVENTURES, you get 10% off. And also, I get a little something too, and it would help out the channel. So, let's dive in. I'm going to edit a bunch of videos filmed on different cameras, some in log and some in Rec 709. So let's open up Dehancer's website and show you all the products they got. So they got it for DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut Pro, and obviously Adobe After Effects and all that. That's what I got it for. And I got Premiere Pro open right here, so we're going to do Files. No. Sequence. I'm just going to do my basic sequence that I use on all of my YouTube videos. And I actually have some clips that I can use. Let me drag those in real quick. And look at that. We got a bunch of different footage. We got DJI Action Footage, DJI Air 3 footage, DJI Avata Footage, and DJI Neo Footage. I'm going to show you how to get the best looking footage out of all of these using the Dehancer plugin. These are all log footage. This one is Rec 709 because that's what DJI Neo films in. I'm also going to show you how to get the best looking footage using Rec 709. So let's obviously begin with the nice DJI Action footage. Let's look through the footage that we actually got. It's just a basic footage of me showing the wheel of the side-by-side. And if you full screen that, you can actually see it's pretty bland because it's log. But look how easy this is. You go to Effects and you put in Dehancer. And see this Dehancer Pro V 7.2, it's going to be a different V for you depending on when you're watching this video. But you drag and drop that onto your clip just like so. It's going to go red and apply its default settings once. In this case, I do not like the default settings. So I'm going to change those settings and try to make it look as good as possible. So the next step is you go to Effect Controls and you click on the clip that you want to edit. And just like that, Dehancer is right here. You're going to begin in the Input tab. And if you're using Rec 709, keep it at Rec 709. If you're using log, click Choose Camera. And then in this case, go to the camera that you're using. In this case, I'm using the DJI Action. So find DJI. I probably passed it. DJI Action, D-Log M. Pretty cool, I know. So D-Log M. The film, the film LUTs, I don't really like that much. So sometimes you can use the film, sometimes you don't. So obviously you're going to go through the films and see what film emulation you like. You don't have to use the film emulation. If you shut off the film emulation, the footage still looks really good and we haven't even done anything to it. Most of the time I do not use the film emulation, but on all of my DJI Action footage I use this Kodak Supra 100. That's what I've been using on my last few videos and I love the look of it. So I'm going to just keep it like that and enable it. And look how good that looks in my opinion. Now you're going to go to Film Develop, you're going to enable that, and you're going to kind of mess with these settings. Another really cool thing about this plugin is you got these little slider looking things, so you can kind of adjust it kind of precisely, and obviously it changes your clips so much. But usually what I do with the contrast and all of that is I usually boost it by about 1, because it's just very simple. So 1. Color boost I like to do at a nice 5, and it just makes the footage, in my opinion, look the best. Video compression I don't really use that much, but see how I have this whited out sky? If I enable video compression, it kind of tries to save the sky. In this case, it can't. And one thing that's kind of pissing me off is the film grain. So I'm going to shut off film grain. It just makes the footage not so grainy, because apparently people like film grain in their videos. Now, color head. This is what makes the most change to your footage and what makes my footage look the best. Usually with the reds and blues, I do a 0.5 on all of these. So 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. With these, I usually do about a 5. You can mess with these, it's different for each camera, but this is usually what I do with the DJI Action. Then you could do these things, which I don't really know, these highlight things. So this one, just kind of so these effects, I don't use that much because I do not like the look of it. But this one kind of is like a bloom, so it kind of makes it glow a little bit. Same thing with the bloom. It makes all of the lights glow. I don't use it that much because I do not like the look of it. Film damage is obviously what it says. It makes your footage look damaged once some people apparently like this. This one's also like another like blooming thing. Gate waves is a gate wave. I know, so cool. It kind of just zooms it in. That's about it. And all these I don't really use. And if you actually really do like the footage, you can create a LUT too, which is pretty cool. And now that we have edited some beautiful DJI Action footage, let's render this in the out and see how it looks. Now we have rendered this video in the out. We're going to see how good it actually is. And obviously, look how good this looks. I love the look of this, and you can customize this so much. This is what the DJI Action footage looks like, and it looks so good. The black's a true black. Obviously, the color differences is very nice looking. And if you want like an effects control, like let's just do, look, dehancer, turn it off, turn it on. You can see there is a huge difference between the videos. Now let's begin with some beautiful DJI Air 3 footage. So the DJI Air 3 footage tends to be more difficult in my opinion. The easiest way to do this is go to effects, obviously drag and drop the same effect. Okay, now that we have added the looks, it adds all of the default stuff, and this footage is actually already very grainy. But what I'm basically going to do, effects controls, go out to my film grain and just immediately disable that because I do not like it. We're going to go to input and we're going to do choose camera. Now unfortunately I do not think they have the DJI Air 3. They might. Basically go on DJI's website in this case. I'm going to pull up DJI's website. Pull up Google, look up log to rec 709 DJI Air 3. Then DJI has a beautiful LUT. All you gotta do, download it, go to the creative color correction, click on this, click on browse, click on downloads, Cuba file, DJI Air 3, D-Log M 10-bit. Now you're going to go back to the dehancer effect controls and you're going to click on Rec 709. There you go. Default doesn't look the greatest in my opinion, but we're going to change that. Film emulation, I'm not going to use a film emulation. And just like that, we got a fully rendered video. Now this one was not the greatest example, but there's definitely a big difference. Especially if we go back to dehancer and disable it, you can see a huge difference between the two. It definitely looks way nicer. Now, let's go to DJI Avata Footage, once is also D-Log M. So this is basically the same thing as the DJI Avata. You're basically going to go to Lumetri Color, Basic Creative Color Correction, Browse, and download DJI Avata thing, once I thought I had, but maybe I don't. I'm going to have to re-download something. And I did the same thing with this. I got the same LUT, got the Air 3. Look how amazing this already looks. Just basic from DJI's website. It looks amazing. Now we're going to make it even nicer using the Enhancer plugin. So we're going to go back to Effects, drop the Enhancer plugin, and it's going to make it look like this. Not that good in my opinion. But now you're going to go back to Effect Controls, and you're going to go to Dehancer, you're going to do Input, and you're going to do Rec 709. Once it's at that already, you're going to do Film Look, and you're just going to disable that because I do not use my film looks on the DJI Avata. Then you're going to go to a good space on the clip that's very like this. You're going to do Film Grain, and you're just going to disable that just like that. Film Develop, you're going to enable that. Add the contrast boost of it, usually a 2. I usually do 2 on all these, and with the Avata I also do a 10 on the color boost. Makes it look really good in my opinion. Now I'm going to do film compression. Once in this case, I might have to do some film compression. Yeah, let's do some film compression. Once the settings on the film compression, I'm not really going to mess with that much. Now we're going to go to color head. Once is where the big changes happen, we're going to do a 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Now we're going to do shadow tones, 5, 5, and 5. And that's about it on the DJI Avata. If we disable the dehancer, obviously a huge difference, and it looks way natural because it doesn't really look that natural without it, and it kind of lightens it up and makes it natural. Now we're going to render this in the out, just like so. And just like that, it is rendered, and look how good that footage looks. Now finally, let's do the DJI Neo. Once the footage coming straight off the DJI Neo, in my opinion, is not the greatest. It is so saturated. So let's obviously click on it. Let's go to Effects, Dehancer, drag and drop that on the hue. Now this one I do so much differently than I do with all my other ones. We're going to go to Effect Controls, click on the clip, click on Dehancer, do Rec 709 like usual. Now it's kind of like a 50-50 with this one. Sometimes I do Super 100, depending on the clip style. Like I do actually in this case, I do like the style. It kind of makes my skin so it's not like it makes my skin actually white and not orange, or I guess red or whatever it was, because like, look, if I disable it, just see how it does with my skin. I do not like that. It kind of lightens it up and makes it not so like fake looking. Now we're going to do the film develop, do the contrast. I don't really mess with this. Like, it's kind of different depending on the type of video. Like, usually I'll do around like a 1.3. I like the 1.3, so I'm also going to do a 1.3 on this one as well. The film composition, I don't do anything with that in this case. Color head, I don't really do anything with that. Sometimes I will enable that and do like a 2 on each of these. So 2, 2, 2, and beautiful. I forgot to do the color boost, but usually with the color boost, I usually do like a 10 on the footage. Makes it look good in my opinion. Obviously, shut off film gray, and look how good that DJI Neo footage looks. So this is how I make my DJI Neo footage look half decent. We're going to render this in the out and show it so it's not so laggy, so just now. And just like that, we have finished the DJI Neo footage, and look how good that DJI Neo footage looks. If I disable the enhancer, it looks so fake. It's not a big difference, but it makes the skin tones look nicer in my opinion. It makes it so it's not so saturated once there's a big difference. So, this basically tells me, is the enhancer actually a good plugin? It is an extremely good plugin, and I am extremely impressed, and I will continue to use it. So, if you'd like to get more info on this plugin, and maybe get it for yourself, the link is in the description, and use code ADVENTURES to get 10% off. And watch this video next to watch me crash the DJI Avata in manual mode. So, see ya.